There's talk about stagflation now. That's really not what you want. Not that you want inflation or deflation or anything really other than, status quo, but things change constantly and everything. Real quickly, if you don't know what stagflation is and why it's not great at all, since I'm on vacation here, I just happen to be back making some peanut butter and jellies for the family. I'll run by it real quick. And you guys let me know, criticize me if I got it wrong a bit there. But my understanding of stagflation is that you have high inflation, okay, which we have currently. You are in a recession, so your economy is not doing well, which Q1 GDP was down. And I think Q2 GDP, if it follows track, technically by the old definition, we would be in a recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. That being said, they are changing the definition to be if you have good employment while you have crappy economy, everything's hunky-dory. I know we all think that's kind of BS anyways. That being said, the problem is that if the employment starts to falter, so the problem with that is that you've seen now with Carvana has laid off 2,500 workers. You have, I think it was Amazon and Facebook and Google I might have seen were on hiring freezes. And this employment is starting to get triggered by the inflation, the cost. Walmart, Target saying that their expenses and their costs are getting too high. This is all problematic. The reason why that becomes stagflation is those 3 factors: high inflation, you've got high unemployment or rising unemployment, and you've got a weakening and a bad economy. The why that's bad is really the only tool the Fed has to stop inflation is raising rates. And as we can see, by raising rates, you crash the economy. So what it does by raising rates is drive up unemployment, and it could throw you into a depression. And those things are why it's so bad. They have stagflation because it's basically you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, the Fed can't do anything. If they do, they can, and whatever they do is going to cause pain or more inflation, which is obviously causing pain to a lot of people right now. Everything is going up expense-wise. If we truly believe the 9% or 8%, 8.3% number that they're seeing, I don't know about y'all. Things are way more expensive than 8% in my mind, but I digress. And the other problem that you're going to have too is really to get these prices back down to affordable levels is you need deflation, right? Because if you get inflation right now at 8.5 to 8.3%, based on, March and April's figures, the problem you have is that's the number. So the baseline, let's say, you had a baseline of $100. Well, now everything's, let's say, on average, $108, right? Well, if the Fed wants to get everything to 2% inflation, that means that next year, if they hit their 2% target, things will be like $110 because 2% on top of the 108. It's not like they go, we walk back down to the $100 mark and start all over again. No. The prices stay where the prices are. They just increase by 2% on top of that. But that's what the Fed's target is. Really, if you want to get prices back to that 2019 level, you're going to need deflation to the same degree at which you had inflation if you want to hit that target of cost. And to do that, you have to have excess supply and less demand because it's all economics, law of supply and demand. Reigns true. So what you need is more people producing things that can't afford to buy them at the higher prices. And the cure for high prices is higher prices. I think that's always been said. But the reality is, in order to get deflation, you raise those rates, right? The rates go up, prices of goods go down, but everybody's still working and producing more stuff. So the prices of stuff goes down because there's not as much borrowed money chasing products, right? And that's kind of the idea behind getting to deflation if you want to get those prices back. Now, the Fed has not indicated they want to get the prices back to 2019 levels or anything before this inflation that they also said was transitory. What they've indicated is they want inflation at 2%. I don't know why. They want to keep eating away 2% of everybody's money every single year, and like a hidden tax that now I think people are more aware of. You've got massive amounts of payments people are coming through. I haven't done my video yet that I'm going to talk about with insurance and property taxes going up for all these people that bought these homes with these massively high prices. But I've always said to my wife and everything is I don't want to buy a house for more money for less interest. I'd rather buy it cheaper because it's going to cost me less over the long haul because I can refinance it in the future if I need to. But yeah, I mean, the prices being high, your property tax and insurance are going off that higher valuation. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. That those prices go up, they don't bring them down. Like the insurance says, oh, well, I mean, we're going to lower your rates. Says no insurance company ever. Or maybe they say that and then they get liquidated and go bankrupt. That's what they say. Oh, we'll lower your rates. So they get a bunch of money all at once. Oh, yeah, cool. We'll go to the guys with the cheaper rates. Like, actually, we're out of business now. So our actuators were a little unactuated. So that being said, guys, that's the bad thing about stagflation. There's really not, you're really not much you can do. You can only make a bad thing worse. You can basically crash the economy worse and increase unemployment. But that's what you need. That's what you need. Sometimes, you got to take your medicine. So you can get everything recorrected. You shouldn't have been printing all that money to begin with. You shouldn't have been lowering rates to the ridiculous levels that you lowered them to for so long. This has been since 2008. They've been printing this money, buying up things in the stock market, trying to inflate prices. And guess what? They succeeded. Things are expensive now, and then it doesn't help with the supply and everything going on with the sanctions and stuff. It's just exacerbated the problem because diesel fuel is going up in price, and that just that impacts everything. So this is the worry of stagflation. This is a very big concern. So be thinking about that. Do a little bit of research on your own. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I have no problem being wrong and being corrected on that. I'm here to learn as well. This is my understanding of it. So if you guys don't agree with that and it's not your same understanding, please let me know so we can get to the bottom of that and everybody can be well educated on how this works and how this impacts their lives. With that, I'm going to go back to enjoy my wife's birthday and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and weekend.